From Apple Valley News Now, First Alert Weather with Chief Meteorologist Josh Colberth.
Good Friday morning. I'm First Alert Chief Meteorologist Josh Colberth. We are tracking some snow this morning in the region, even some low elevation snow in the Kittitas Valley and Yakima Valley. It's pretty light for now, and we are expecting a transition back over to rain between 4 a.m. Well, 4 a.m. is already come and gone, but between now and 7 a.m. that's when we're expecting that transition back to rain as snow levels are going to be rising up. You see a lot of pink on the map this morning as well, as there is a wintry mix, a little bit of ice. We're actually expecting quite a bit of ice, at least the potential of that in the blue foothills of Morrow County. So more on that in a second. First, visibility. You can see it is reduced in some of those areas where we have some of the bulk of the precip for this morning, which would be in the Kittitas and Yakima valleys. Current temperatures, these are going to be very critical this morning, technically above freezing, so the snow would have a hard time sticking within the valleys. Here's the bottom line for the forecast, okay? Early morning valley snow is possible for this morning. Also, that icing event that we're going to be tracking down in Morrow County between 2,000 and 3,000 feet, turning drier for this weekend. But I'll have more to say about this point in particular coming up on Good Morning Northwest, which starts right now.
Right now on Good Morning Northwest, the man accused of gunning down another man in the alley of the Uptown Shopping Center in Richland enters a plea deal. Plus, several counties in Oregon are being urged to apply for assistance after President Biden makes a major disaster declaration due to destructive wildfires. What you need to know. And the city of New Orleans is struggling to get back to normal after a devastating terror attack on Bourbon Street. How people are paying tribute.
This is Apple Valley News Now. Good Morning Northwest, on your side.
Good morning, and thank you for joining us for Good Morning Northwest. I'm Riley Fitzgerald. The man accused of shooting another man at the Uptown Shopping Center back in November is pleading guilty. 28-year-old Isaiah Rodriguez pleaded guilty to murder for the killing of 36-year-old Michael Perkins. Perkins was shot to death on November 16th, 2024, while with a group of people in the in the alley of the Uptown Shopping Center in Richland. According to court documents, it's believed Perkins was defending another person from Rodriguez. Witnesses at the scene say Rodriguez had a gun and shot Perkins before he ran away. He was later found in Portland and returned to Benton County. The state is recommending a prison sentence of more than 20 years. A sentencing date has not yet been set. Officials say an inmate at the Grant County jail died only 4 days after he was arrested. 31-year-old Richard Lambert of Moses Lake was found unresponsive by corrections deputies after he didn't show up for breakfast Tuesday morning. The Grant County Sheriff's Office says Lambert was booked on suspicion of criminal trespassing and obstructing law enforcement in connection to a Moses Lake Police Department investigation. The Benton County Sheriff's Office will be taking over and investigating Grant County's policies, and Grant County Coroner's Office says the autopsy is completed and they're waiting for toxicology reports. No cause of death has been released. The Walla Walla Drug Gang Task Force arrests a wanted fugitive and seizes illegal drugs near 12th Avenue in College Place. Authorities say 39-year-old Damius Montez of Hermiston was wanted on multiple arrest warrants out of Oregon. Authorities say Montez took off running from them, then tried to get into his girlfriend's car before he was taken down. Authorities say a canine detected drugs in the vehicle and it was seized. Fire officials say an RV that caught fire early Thursday morning was due to a space heater. The call came in at just about 9 a.m. about a fire on a residential property of the Lamb Weston Patterson plant off of SR 221. Because this was private property, Apple Valley News Now was only able to film the area. According to the Benton County Fire District 6's fire chief, the space heater was knocked over by a dog, which ignited the blaze.
When we got there, we found that it was just the motorhome, and the mobile home was not involved. We had a accidental start by a pet in the motorhome, and that's where it was contained.
According to Chief Watt, no one was hurt and the house wasn't damaged. The Kennewick Police Department says 2 people have been arrested after reports of a drive-by shooting near the Kamiakin Apartments Wednesday night. It happened just before 10 p.m. Officers say when they got to the scene, witnesses told them a person in a vehicle had shot at a building in the complex several times. No one was hurt. Authorities arrested Brian Lopez on suspicion of drive-by shooting and felon in possession of a firearm. Maybelline Flores was arrested on suspicion of drive-by shooting and driving with a suspended license. President Biden is issuing a major disaster declaration for counties across Oregon impacted by wildfires this past summer. Umatilla County will now receive federal help for wildfires last year between July 10th and August 23rd. The declaration triggers the release of federal funds from FEMA. The wildfires were part of a record-setting season in Oregon that burned nearly 2 million acres statewide, about 3 times the amount in an average year. Kittitas County is accepting proposals to increase affordable housing across the county. Officials estimate that there will be $250,000 available to increase the available inventory of affordable housing. Proposals can be around acquisition, rehabilitation, or construction of affordable housing. The application, including attachments, are due by January 25th at 5 p.m. Submitted applications will be reviewed by the Kittitas County Homelessness and Affordable Housing Committee, and they will be then making funding recommendations to the Kittitas County Board of Commissioners. Jared Sessler, who ran against incumbent Dan Newhouse in the last election, says he will be in D.C. the week of January 6th. He also announced he is running for office again. As for the D.C. trip, Sessler says this is to commemorate the January 6th riots, where he disagrees with how it was handled and the arrests that were made. He tells us that he will attend other meetings, included tasks related to the Rescue Washington Project, DOGE, and fundraising for his 2026 congressional campaign. Sessler says despite the loss to Newhouse, he is continuing his efforts to give Central Washington another conservative choice.
No hesitation. If you look at the results of the 2024 election, Jared Sessler should be the congressman for Central Washington. I won the primary decisively, and Dan Newhouse was able to get through as a result of the jungle primary system.
Sessler is planning more local events later this month and into February. Trios Health in Kennewick rang in 2025 with the year's first bundle of joy, weighing 6 pounds and 13 ounces, measuring 20.5 inches. Baby Killian was born to Kaylin and Richard on Wednesday, January 1st at 1:15 p.m. The parents say they would like to thank everyone at Trios Health, including their nurses and doctor. The baby is said to be doing great. The Trios Birth Center unit opened in March 2022, and more than 4,200 babies have been born in the new unit since it moved from the former Auburn campus. Up next on Good Morning Northwest, how the people of New Orleans and beyond are working to move forward after the devastating terror attack on Bourbon Street. And Chief Meteorologist Josh Colbreth will have your first alert forecast. Good Morning Northwest will be back in just a moment.
Step into the Prosser House, where great food meets comfortable atmosphere. We invite you to relax in our cozy space. From classic dishes to chef-inspired creations, and now we're raising the bar, literally. With our newly renovated bar, we're serving up crafted cocktails, your favorite local brews, and award-winning wines. Plus, we're proud to announce that the Prosser House is your restaurant showdown champion. Special night out or just a break from cooking, experience the award-winning difference at the Prosser House.
There's 2 kinds of people. Those who wait for the storm to pass, and those who drive a Ford Bronco Sport SUV. You'll feel confident driving J.D. Power's #1 small SUV for new vehicle quality. Off the pavement, go over any type of terrain with one of the 5 standard GOAT modes. And with 4x4 capability standard on all models, almost nothing gets in your way. When you drive a Ford Bronco Sport in weather like this, you don't just get through it, you embrace it.
It's not easy being Mariano Morales' horse. He needs to ride to clients all the time. He does take care of them. He gets the insurance company to pay for medical bills, car repairs, even money for pain and suffering. Looks like it's going to be another busy day. Better get warmed up. After all, I am his best friend.
Hurt in a car wreck? Give me a call.
Big or small, we work them all.
I'm attorney Mariano Morales, the heavy hitter.
The heavy hitter is the one for you. Call 853-2222.
Friends have been telling friends about Colonial Penn Guaranteed Acceptance Whole Life Insurance for more than 50 years, and with good reason. If you're between the age of 50 and 85, it's a sure thing. Your acceptance is guaranteed because full benefits are not paid in the first 2 years. And the price? Options start at $9.95 a month, less than 35 cents a day. With Colonial Penn, your rate is another sure thing. It will never increase. And you should know this coverage can last a lifetime.
Call today, 1-800-270-5533.
Tonight on 2020, a college student mysteriously vanishes on winter break.
Did he run away? Was he injured? Had he been abducted?
Now, follow the clues across social media and text messages. 2020, tonight on ABC.
It's Special Agent Will Trent. How do I look? Thanks, girl. First case back. We're gonna solve this.
This newscast sponsored by Nissan. From Apple Valley News Now, First Alert Weather with Chief Meteorologist Josh Colbreth.
Welcome back to Good Morning Northwest. We have several winter weather advisories posted, one for the Kittitas and Yakima Valleys, one for the eastern slopes of the Cascades. It's this one in particular that I'm most interested in, though, the one for the foothills, the blue foothills of Morrow County. Now, all of these run until 4 p.m. this afternoon, but some models are indicating that we could have up to ½ inch of ice accumulations here. Now that's pretty aggressive, but if that pans out, that means that we could have some power outages, very dangerous travel in Oregon 206 down here, so that's certainly something that we're going to be tracking very closely. But let's go ahead and show you what past conditions look like already for this morning. US Highway 12 at White Pass, it is snowy, traction tires are required. And then we will actually take it over to Interstate 82 at Manastash Ridge. There are spots of ice. Traction tires also required here. So something to keep in mind if you're traveling in between Ellensburg and Yakima for this morning. US 395 at the Battle Mountain Summit in Umatilla County, spots of ice. You do have to carry chains. And then for Oregon 204 at Tollgate, packed snow. Chains are required if you're towing between mileposts 10 and 30. I think a little bit later this morning, it should mostly just be a cold rain for lower elevations, and that's going to continue throughout the day, although we will trend a little bit drier into this afternoon. So for today, it's going to be seasonal. The winds will be breezy for the mountains, also for the lower Columbia Basin, but gusts probably only upwards of 20-25 miles per hour. And then for tonight, we'll start to dry things out, but then we will have the chance for more wet weather into Saturday. I'll time that out coming up in a few minutes.
Thank you, Josh. Heading into national news, as the investigation into a deadly New Year's morning truck attack in New Orleans continues, New Orleans are trying their best to get back to normal. Ivan Rodriguez reports on how people are trying to navigate through their loss and move forward for what comes next.
In a show of resilience, a second-line band plays near the site where an unthinkable tragedy took place not long ago.
We laid 14 yellow roses down for our 14 victims.
14 roses to memorialize lives that were tragically cut short. Before sunrise, sanitation crews in New Orleans had a grim task, turning a horrific crime scene back into a public street.
We were able to remove our victims, identify them, and notify their families. Real reverence. They mattered.
Canal and Bourbon streets open for business once again. The city ramped up for Thursday's Sugar Bowl and evening celebrations.
I feel pretty comfortable. Yeah? Yeah. It might be the safest city in America right now.
You got to live your life. You can't live your life in fear.
Initial reports from the FBI indicated that 42-year-old suspect Shamsuddin Jabbar of Texas had been inspired by ISIS and may not have acted alone. On Thursday, authorities pivoted.
We do not assess at this point that anyone else involved in this attack is involved in this attack except for Shamsuddin Jabbar.
CNN obtained new doorbell video that appears to show the suspect before the attack unloading his rented truck outside the Airbnb he was using. Meanwhile, in Texas, law enforcement agents searched a Houston home this morning in connection with the case. I'm Ivan Rodriguez reporting.
Authorities say there is no definitive connection between the New Orleans attack and a Tesla Cybertruck explosion outside a Trump hotel in Las Vegas Wednesday. Both took place just hours into the new year, and both suspects had a background in the U.S. military. Up next on Good Morning Northwest, House members-elect are set to choose their leaders for the 119th Congress, but could the speakership vote paralyze Congress? Details when we come back.
At Furniture Row, a new year calls for a new sofa, sectional, dining group, bedroom set, mattress, and more. Because the New Year's Super Sale has been extended, so getting it all has never been easier. Save $100 on every $1,000 you spend and watch the savings add up. Or score 60 months no-interest financing. Say goodbye to tired old designs. And hello to killer new looks at great prices. But hurry, the extended New Year's Super Sale at Furniture Row ends soon.
Legends Casino Hotel knows you can't get too high or too low in January, otherwise known as high amounts of snow and low temps. We've got the perfect way to warm up your winter. Winterfest high-low drawings. Every Friday, we're giving away over $39,000 in guaranteed cash. Just fire up your Legends Rewards card when playing to earn entries. We'll pick 2 winners from 6 to 9 p.m. And if you guess the most high-low cards, you could stuff up to $10 grand in your parka, overcoat, or onesie. Whatever. Just get in here and win.
It's that time again.
It's our annual year-end inventory closeout sale at Mattress Depot USA.
This is your best opportunity of the year to save hundreds on brand name mattress sets.
All remaining models from last year's inventory are on sale.
Here's your chance to get a comfortable, great night's sleep at up to 60% off.
Don't hesitate, or else you'll have to wait another year to take advantage of these incredible savings.
Low prices every day. Mattress Depot USA.
New year, new glow. Start 2025 with radiant, tighter skin. This January, enjoy 25% off on our most loved treatments, Photo Fabulous and Smooth Glow. Photo Fabulous revitalizes your skin with the ultimate IPL and skin resurfacing combo for a smoother, brighter complexion. Smooth Glow not only rejuvenates your skin and reduces fine lines, but it also tightens and lifts for a youthful, glowing look. Hurry, this exclusive offer is only valid through January 31st. Book your session now and make 2025 the year of glowing, confident skin.
Save now with stock reduction savings with Bi-Mart's latest savings book, including Dello 15W40 diesel oil for just $12.99. New Year's store-wide savings are happening now with Bi-Mart's latest savings book.
For 600 different cigars and 125 pipe tobaccos. For every cigar rated 96 and higher by Cigar Aficionado. For 200 accessories including dozens of humidors and fine pipes. It's the educated cigar.
Smoke City for Less. We are open 7 days a week with now 5 locations.
From Apple Valley News Now, First Alert Weather with Chief Meteorologist Josh Colbert.
All right, it's a big forecast. Let's go ahead and get right into it. For today, rain will be likely all throughout the day for a good chunk of the area, although the valley should dry out a bit sooner than the rest. It will be a mostly cold rain in the valleys after 7 a.m., and rising snow levels will turn snow to freezing rain for I-90 around lunchtime. Then for tonight, it'll be mostly dry this evening with just a few leftover showers. Snow levels will start to drop again, so light snow could return to I-84 and I-90 during the late evening to overnight hours. Then for Saturday, it will start off mostly dry, but chances for wet weather will start to pick up into the afternoon. Rising snow levels will mean a transition of freezing rain for I-90 around lunchtime and a transition to just a cold rain for I-84 around the same time frame. Then for Saturday night, although the Kittitas and Upper Yakima valleys will stay mostly dry, the rest of the region will see much better chances of wet weather. And once again, there will be chances for freezing rain at Snoqualmie Pass, but just a cold rain for Cabbage Hill. Lower elevations should be much drier after midnight, but the wet weather could stick around a bit longer in the foothills and mountains. So now here's some of the snowfall totals we're thinking for early this morning through late on Saturday. And I might have to amend this for the Yakima Valley and bring this back up to a trace to an inch, but I'm sticking with this for Ellensburg, 2 to 3 inches for Blewett Pass and Snoqualmie Pass, 4 to 6 inches for White Pass, a few inches for Sadis Pass, 1 to 4 inches for Cabbage Hill and the Battle Mountain Summit, 4 to 6 inches for Tollgate at Oregon 204. And then in terms of liquid water over the next 48 hours, 1/10 to 1/4 for the Kittitas Valley, 1/4 to 1/2 for the Yakima Valley and Basin, 1/2 to 3/4 for the Blue Foothills, and 1 inch to 1.5 inches for the mountains. Then we have this next storm system into Sunday and Monday. The cold air and the moisture are really going to be out of sync with this one, as we're not expecting that much snow, at least for I-90 and I-84. Now for Oregon 204, for US 2, for US 12, for US 97, might be a bit of a different story, but overall, widespread travel impacts aren't expected with this one, mainly because there's just not going to be that much moisture to work with in the first place. And overall, in the next week, we do trend much drier. And also, after we trend warmer into this weekend, back down the temperatures go in next week. All right, here's the 7-day forecast for the Tri-Cities. Small rain chances left over Sunday and Monday, drier and colder again by Tuesday. In Yakima, maybe a light shower or two for Sunday and Monday, but a calmer pattern takes over next week. In Ellensburg, a sprinkle or two is possible for Sunday and Monday, but we're looking mostly dry for next week. In Hermiston, small rain chances possible for Sunday and Monday, but drying out and cooling off by Tuesday. Then for Walla Walla, a 50-50 shot of rain for Sunday, then a drier pattern overall for the second week of 2025.
Today, House members-elect are set to choose their leaders for the 119th Congress. President-elect Donald Trump says he wants Speaker Mike Johnson to keep the gavel, but it's unclear if Johnson has enough support for that to happen. The chamber doesn't have anyone lined up to serve as temporary speaker. Amy Kiley reports a leadership vacuum could complicate Trump's inauguration.
The meetings are going well.
House Speaker Mike Johnson faces a leadership election today that could come down to a single vote. Without the help of Democrats, Johnson can only receive at most 3 votes of present, or 1 vote for another candidate and 1 present vote. Representative Thomas Massie of Kentucky says
he does not have my vote.
If Massie and just 1 other Republican vote for another candidate, Johnson will lose.
There are those, potentially a dozen holdouts.
Johnson says he's been meeting with those holdouts and feels optimistic.
We'll have maybe 1 no vote, I think. I think we get it done on the first round. Certainly hopeful for that because, as we noted, we've got to stick together.
Lawmakers can hold multiple rounds of speakership votes, but that process lasted for 3 weeks in 2023 when then-Speaker Kevin McCarthy lost the gavel. If Republicans don't elect Johnson in the end, it's unclear who would take his place. The House would be effectively paralyzed until it had a new speaker.
We saw it happen 2 years ago, and it was an embarrassment for our party.
Now the stakes are arguably higher. Lawmakers are supposed to certify the presidential election results this Monday, January 6th. It's unclear how they could do that without a speaker, and January 20th is Inauguration Day.
We would have ourselves a constitutional crisis, I would argue.
I'm Amy Kiley reporting.
Some GOP holdouts are making demands on Johnson. For instance, Representative Lauren Boebert wants Representative Chip Roy to become chairman of the Rules Committee. Johnson appears resistant to making such side deals. Up next on Good Morning Northwest, we take a look at your entertainment headlines, including the video games set to be released as we get started 2025. We'll be right back.
For over 49 years, Shelby's Floral has been your homegrown neighbor, bringing joy and beauty to every occasion. We're more than just a flower shop and specialize in beautiful custom arrangements, live plants, silk florals, and home decor. Our experienced designers are here to help you with all your floral needs, ensuring that every bouquet is as special as the moment it celebrates. Visit us today at our brand new location on Clearwater in Kennewick. We're part of your community and can't wait to help you celebrate life's moments. Shelby's Floral.
You rip and tear your old statements and bills and simply toss those old bottles of pills. But thieves use this information to steal your identity. Don't be a victim. Get the ID Police, the new ink roller that encrypts all your old documents. So before you throw it out, just roll it on and your information is gone.
Look, an identity thief can use simple information to get access to your credit card. Then you're responsible for the bills. But ID Police permanently prints a unique encryption graphic that makes it impossible to read through, both on the front and through the back, even if the paper is held up to the light. And it works on all forms of paper, matte or glossy. Paper shredders are slow and always jam. But roll with ID Police and you're in control. Watch again. Here's a bank statement with your name and account number. Now, one easy roll and all your personal information is blocked. Name and address? Blocked. Credit card number? Blocked. Phone, electricity, and gas bill? Now they're all safe to toss in the trash. So relax. Even your medical information is safe with the ID Police. And those applications or pre-approved checks make you vulnerable too. So block it out before you throw it out and thwart any thief with the ID Police. Order now and get your ID Police for as low as $9.99 and get free shipping too. That's right, free shipping. This offer is not available on Amazon, but it is available online or on the phone. So call or click now to get your ID Police for as low as $9.99 with free shipping. Take control with ID Police on patrol. Order now.
Call 1-800-803-1624. That's 1-800-803-1624 or visit getidpolice.com. So call 1-800-803-1624 now.
The 3-Degree Guarantee, sponsored by Legends Casino Hotel.
Well, if you have a big gamer in the family, or if you are one yourself, we've got just the story for you. The game preview of what you'll see out this year.
There's a gamer sitting next to me. Well, there's one based on The Hobbit and a new Assassin's Creed adventure. Rick Damigella has the rundown.
We are the shadows
that serve the light.
Valentine's Day marks the release of Assassin's Creed Shadows. Set in feudal Japan, the adventure will be playable on PC, Macs with Apple Silicon, Xbox, and PlayStation 5 consoles.
There are many tales of Middle-earth.
Weta Workshop, the company that contributed to the Lord of the Rings and the Hobbit films, brings its magic to the video game realm with Tales of the Shire. The cozy game is set to release March 25th for PC, Nintendo Switch, PlayStation 5, and Xbox.
I'm more concerned with the 6-foot cat man who's got claws that can cut through vibranium alloy.
Among other big games expected to release in 2025 are Marvel 1943 Rise of Hydra, Nintendo's Metroid Prime 4 Beyond.
This is one hell of a ship you got here. Courtesy of the UCA, I'm guessing.
And Death Stranding 2 on the Beach, starring a performance by The Walking Dead's Norman Reedus. Leveling up in Hollywood, I'm Rick Damigella.
Seems like a lot of fun. There's this one that everyone is playing right now that just came out recently. It's Marvel's Rivals or something like that. And everyone is playing it. So another Marvel game coming out, plus a whole lot of others. Exciting.
Very cool. Yeah, the depth of my video game experience is the NCAA football games and Lego Star Wars, which I think I like Lego Star Wars better.
See, I'm a Minecraft and Sims kind of fan, but I
you dabble in other stuff.
Vicariously through other people. All right, up next on Good Morning Northwest at 5:30, Yakima County is paying more money when it comes to inmates' health care, but is the company coming at too high a price and putting people at risk? Our Emily Goodell's in-depth report coming up. Plus, you may love heading to the passes to hit the slopes, but are you prepared for every scenario? We'll be right back with the next half hour right after this.
In today's Tech Bites, Apple to pay a big price for eavesdropping. The tech giant will fork over $95 million to settle a lawsuit accusing Siri of spying on users. Some U.S. owners of Apple-based products could receive up to $100. Two budget-friendly devices from Samsung are coming to the U.S. The Galaxy A16 5G phone and the Fit 3 fitness tracker are set to hit retailers Thursday. The cost for the A16 starts at $200. The Fit 3 goes for $60. Microsoft has released a new ergonomic keyboard. It's wireless and compact with a split contour design, a cushioned palm rest, and a co-pilot button. The keys are light to the touch. It can connect to 3 devices through Bluetooth, and it costs $120. Those are your Tech Bites. I'm Andrea Fujii. Have a great weekend.
Head & Shoulders is launching something huge. The bare minimum. Anti-dandruff shampoo made with only 9 ingredients, no sulfate, silicones, or dyes, and packaged with 45% less plastic, giving you outstanding dandruff protection and leaving hair beautiful and moisturized. Major dandruff protection, minimal ingredients. Job done. Head & Shoulders Bare.
Some like them toasted. Eat them how you like them.
Pop-Tart. Crazy!
That's $225 for the night.
Not bad.
$155 for the night.
How?
It's easy when you know where to look.
Trivago compares hotel prices from hundreds of sites, so you can save up to 40%. Hotel Trivago.
This is Apple Valley News Now. Good morning, Northwest. On your side.
Good morning, and thank you for joining us for Good Morning Northwest. I'm Riley Fitzgerald.
And I'm Josh Colbert.
All right, I walked outside this morning and expected it, but wasn't ready for it. Puddles coming down from the sky. Lots and lots.
Puddles from the sky?
Yes.
Usually they're on the ground.
That's how it felt, because there was so much rain out there.
Yeah, well, that's good. We need the rain. It's been a good wet season thus far, but we need all the rain we can get. And maybe you need a little bit of green, and I'll show you how you could win some green. So let's go ahead and take the graphic full. This is our 3-degree guarantee competition sponsored by the Legends Casino and Hotel. So yesterday I went with a forecast high of 40 degrees for Pasco, and it verified right at 40 degrees. That means that the jackpot grew once again. It's now up to $225. So here are the stakes for today. I'm going with a forecast high 42 in Pasco. So if the actual high falls within 39 to 45 degrees, that means that the jackpot's going to go up to $250. But if my forecast goes bust, the jackpot could be yours. Find out how to win the jackpot by going to applevalleyNewsNow.com, clicking on contest, or you could scan the QR code that is currently on your screen. All right, a lot of weather to talk about for this morning. We have some light snow in the Kittitas and Yakima valleys, a little bit of a wintry mix in the lower valley, just a cold rain for the basin, and also tracking some ice in the Blue Foothills, mainly between 2,000 and 3,000 feet. We'll show you those winter weather advisories here in just a second, but I did want to touch on temperatures because these are very important for this morning. You can see technically above freezing in both Yakima and Ellensburg, so that's really going to curb how much snow actually sticks to the ground for this morning. Here's your umbrella cast for the Tri-Cities. It's almost a guarantee that you're going to need it for this morning, but after lunchtime, it's looking like things are going to trend drier. So for today, will be seasonal. After 7 a.m., I'm thinking for lower elevations, it's mostly just going to be a cold rain. And just to reiterate, we do have that winter weather advisory in place for the eastern slopes of the Cascades, for the Kittitas Valley, for the Yakima Valley, and also for the foothills of the Blue Mountains in Morrow County. All of these run until 4 p.m. on Friday. But again, I'm most concerned about this one down here, as some models are indicating ice accumulations up to ½ an inch, which could be detrimental to travel and power down that way. So I'll have another look at that coming up a little bit later in the show. Also, I'll show you your ski forecast. So yeah, that also coming up in a few minutes.
Yakima County has agreed to pay 30% more this year for inmate health care at the county jail for a total of $3.7 million. But Apple Valley News Now's Emily Goodell tells us some are raising concerns about the company behind that care.
WellPath, formerly known as Correct Care Solutions, is one of the largest healthcare providers for jails and prisons across the country, but it's also one of the most controversial. At least 6 people have died in the Yakima County Jail over the past 2 years. The county facing a $50 million claim by a family who says their loved one, Hien Hua, died from a heart attack while in the jail's custody after being beaten by corrections officers. Attorney Timothy Hall, whose law firm filed that claim, says healthcare for inmates is a big concern.
For somebody who's having mental health issues, I think that the risk for harm is much greater there, and it's a serious issue at the Yakima County Jail.
Its healthcare provider, WellPath, filing for bankruptcy and facing about 1,400 lawsuits from inmates and their families across the country, including some for wrongful death.
And that's a pretty significant number of lawsuits, and a lot of them with the same allegations, of substandard care. So certainly a big concern with the county paying as much money as they are out per year. What are you actually getting for that money?
According to the contract, WellPath staffs the Yakima County Jail with a health services administrator, nurse practitioner, nursing director, EMT, admin assistant, medical director, registered nurses, and licensed practical nurses, for a full-time equivalent of about 15 staff. The cost, over $3.7 million, up $840,000 from last year.
We saw a 30% increase in 1 year. You might say, well, that's a huge increase. Well, yeah, it's a huge increase.
Jails legally required to provide health care, most contracting with third parties.
Some counties have taken a look at doing it in-house, meaning that you actually are employing doctors and nurses that are county-paid employees. Not many do that, but I've been looking closely at the counties that are to see, is there cost savings that are had by doing it in-house.
The county signed a contract with WellPath in 2022, allowing an annual renewal up to 9 years.
We went out and did an RFP, a request for proposals, which you have to do for contracts of this magnitude. And when we went through that process in 2022, it was an extensive process. We only had one applicant apply, which was WellPath.
County commissioners say when it comes to the care WellPath provides to the Yakima County Jail,
we find that they're a great partner in helping us to really keep these folks safe while they're in our care as much as we can. We have recently received a glowing assessment from the State Association for the work of our Department of Corrections because they have followed such a stringent path of reviewing protocols and proving out those protocols and having an accreditation.
When it comes to WellPath's bankruptcy,
as I understand, the particular line of business that WellPath offers to correction facilities like ours isn't being impacted in the bankruptcy, but that's all I'm probably able to say.
And when it comes to the lawsuits filed against WellPath,
I don't think there's any concerns, at least on my end, but I do think it's the harsh reality of the costs that are incurred in the jail setting because of these deaths, right? So someone's got to take on that liability. And so as a result, that liability is coming to the county in the cost of service. So part of that 30% increase that we saw is the liability that WellPath is being put on the line because of these deaths that are occurring.
County commissioners approved that contract renewal at a meeting earlier this week, and it'll be in effect for the next year. Reporting from the Yakima Newsroom, Emily Goodell, Apple Valley News Now.
Winter sports bring thrills, but also potentially spills. If you're hitting the slopes or the rink, the U.S. Consumer Product Safety Commission has some ways for staying out of the emergency room. Serene Shaw says these are things to think about before strapping on those skis.
More than 124,000 injuries from winter activities were treated in emergency rooms last year. The biggest risks came from skiing, snowboarding, ice skating, and sledding. To stay safe, always wear proper gear, including a helmet for skiing and snowboarding, and make sure it fits snugly. When sledding, choose gentle slopes far from traffic and free of obstacles like trees. As for ice skating, stick to well-maintained rinks and make sure the ice is solid and safe. Always check for posted warnings, avoid any ice that shows cracks or discoloration, and wear wrist guards to prevent fractures from falls. Winter fun doesn't have to be dangerous. If you play it safe, you can stay active, but injury-free. With this Medical Minute, I'm Zoreen Shah.
And it's not just about injuries. Make sure you dress for the weather and keep an eye out for changing weather conditions. Yakima Valley Libraries is encouraging everyone to join in its annual Winter Reading Bingo Challenge. From now until the end of the month, every book you read and log using the free app Beanstack will get you one entry into a raffle. Prizes include $15 gift cards to Amazon, Target, Walmart, Inklings, Safeway, Roblox, Domino's, and McDonald's.
Reading is a healthy activity, it's fun for the whole family, and there are prizes on the line.
You can find more details about the challenge and how to sign up at yvl.org. Up next on Good Morning Northwest, if you're waking up with us, then don't forget to take a look outside. I'll tell you what you should be looking for. But then it all depends on the weather, if the weather is cooperating with us. Chief Meteorologist Josh Colbreth brings us more on your forecast coming up next.
A special place on the scenic Clark Fork River. Fly the Northwest, Tuesday at 6.
Hey babe, what's a 5-letter word that starts with PH and ends with NE?
James, have you tried the 4 free phone flakes?
Dad, 4 free phones.
4 free phones?
Thanks. Choose 4 free phones and 4 lines for $90 a month. No trade-in needed. U.S. Cellular.
Save now with 3 big weeks of savings in Bi-Mart's latest savings book. Watch for it in your mailbox. Members only pricing has Dello 15W40 diesel oil for $12.99. Get $2 off Audubon Park's 20-pound songbird food. Old Trapper beef jerky is $11.99. Winter stock reduction pricing means up to 50% off all clearance athletic shoes and select clearance Dickies and Key Work shirts. Not a member? Get your $5 lifetime membership today. Save more with New Year's savings only at Bi-Mart.
Step into the Prosser House, where great food meets comfortable atmosphere. We invite you to relax in our cozy space. From classic dishes to chef-inspired creations, and now we're raising the bar, literally. With our newly renovated bar, we're serving up crafted cocktails, your favorite local brews, and award-winning wines. Plus, we're proud to announce that the Prosser House is your restaurant showdown champion. Special night out or just a break from cooking, experience the award-winning difference at the Prosser House.
At More Furniture, we're starting the new year with freedom of choice. Choose from the widest variety of styles and colors for every room in your home. With cozy sofas, elegant dining sets, and stylish bedrooms, we've got everything you need to create your dream home. Plus, during this holiday weekend, you'll get our very best offer. Pay no interest until 2026. Get free white glove delivery, and we'll pay your sales tax. Hurry into More Furniture this New Year's weekend for the best selection.
Vance Heating and Air Conditioning has been keeping Yakima Valley homes safe and comfortable since 1986. We promise friendly customer service, highly trained technicians. You'll be happy. Save $50 on any heating repair. We service all makes and models. Don't leave it to chance. Call Vance.
U.S. Cellular has the incredible new iPhone 16 Pro. The first iPhone built for Apple Intelligence. Spread the word.
And don't forget camera control. It'll blow you away.
Get the new iPhone 16 Pro on us. No trade-in needed. U.S. Cellular, built for us.
2025, bring it. Bring it. Bring it. January mornings on GMA. It is time to start strong in 2025. Let's do it, people.
How you feel, how you look, living your best.
Come on, start strong. Come on, start strong. Come on, start strong. Got finished with this?
You hired me because I noticed things that you miss.
You got something? She's got something. The fun has just begun.
Oh, it's not terrifying at all.
From Apple Valley News Now, First Alert Weather with Chief Meteorologist Josh Colbreth.
Welcome back to Good Morning Northwest. Wanted to show you this look at Toppenish, courtesy of the Legends Casino and Hotel. It is snowing this morning in the Yakima Valley, but just, by the naked eye, I would say this is probably between a trace to an inch, which is what we were expecting for the Yakima Valley. And we are expecting snow levels to rise up throughout the rest of this morning, probably transitioning back to a cold rain by 7, but we will see how that pans out. Now onto the ski report, brought to you by Schweitzer Village. We're going to start off at Schweitzer proper. 1 inch of new snow over the past 24 hours. Look at the base depth, all the way up to 69 inches at this point. Then for Ski Bluewood, Also 1 inch of new snow over the past 24 hours. The base depth up to 42 inches. That was just at like 15 inches a couple weeks back. And then for White Pass, also 1 inch of new snow over the past 24 hours. It's mirroring what we're seeing for Schweitzer, as the base depth is almost up to 70 inches. Now let's take a look at what we're anticipating to happen to our rainfall surpluses in the wake of this storm system. So here's what we were forecasting the surpluses to be heading into this storm system. Here's what we're expecting the surpluses to be in the wake of this storm system. And across the map, first of all, from the valleys to the foothills, all of us seeing seasonal rainfall surpluses. Very good news, but we're thinking because of this storm system across the board, we'll see about 10 to 15% increases of those surpluses. So very good news in that regard. I'll actually put some amounts, some totals to these numbers, and that's going to be coming up in a few minutes.
2025 kicks off with one of the strongest and quickest meteor showers of the year. NASA says the quadrantids will peak for about 6 hours Friday. The best time to spot the meteor shower will be during the pre-dawn hours, so right about now. An expert says sky gazers on the east coast of North America will be able to see about up to 25 meteors striking across skies. Here on the west coast, we could see double that amount due to a later sunrise. If skies remain clear over western Alaska, viewers could see more than 100 meteors per hour. Up next on Good Morning Northwest, Josh has your full weather forecast, and then we've got the morning sprint, everything you need to know before you head out the door.
This winter, escape to the mountains of Leavenworth with Beaver Valley Lodge, where fresh snow blankets the world and adventure is just outside your door. From skiing Plain Valley ski trails to peaceful snowshoe trails, the choices are endless. After a day in the snow, return to Beaver Valley Lodge to warm up by the fire, sip hot cocoa, and let your worries melt away. Book your winter getaway today at Beaver Valley Lodge, where you come as a guest and leave as a friend.
Welcome to Nissan. Are you interested in
test drive?
Absolutely.
There's the all-new Kicks, the new V6-powered Frontier, and the Nissan Rogue. Consumer Guide's Best Buy 10 years in a row.
Finished with all your holiday shopping?
We are now. Hurry in to the Nissan year-end sales event. Now get 0% APR financing for 60 months, or get a low $279 per month lease on Rogue.
New year, new glow. Start 2025 with radiant, tighter skin. This January, enjoy 25% off on our most loved treatments, Photo Fabulous and Smooth Glow. Photo Fabulous revitalizes your skin with the ultimate IPL and skin resurfacing combo for a smoother, brighter complexion. Smooth Glow not only rejuvenates your skin and reduces fine lines, but it also tightens and lifts for a youthful, glowing look. Hurry! This exclusive offer is only valid through January 31st. Book your session now and make 2025 the year of glowing, confident skin.
When it comes to floors, quality matters, period. Quality is what makes the difference in floors, and it's what you can expect from the best products Empire today carries. Quality is stain and soil technology to help protect your floors from everyday accidents. Quality is water resistance, where and when you need it most. It's a durable finish that keeps scratches from leaving lasting damage. It's floors that are manufactured in America, keeping jobs close to home. Quality is knowing your floors are made by some of the best flooring brands in the world. And when life happens, quality is having peace of mind that your floors are backed by some of the best warranties around. If an issue does arise, just call us. We service all warranties ourselves, so you can avoid the hassle of having to track down the manufacturer. Knowing Empire handpicks long-lasting and durable products is what makes getting new floors easy. Save $350 on your next project. Call this special number now.
1-844-254-8536.
Young Sheldon, tonight at 11:05 on Apple Valley News Now.
From Apple Valley News Now, First Alert Weather with Chief Meteorologist Josh Colbreth.
Welcome back to Good Morning Northwest. Let's go ahead and jump right into the forecast for today. Rain will be likely all throughout the day for a good chunk of the area, although the valley should dry out a bit sooner than the rest. It'll be mostly a cold rain in the valleys after 7 this morning, and rising snow levels will turn snow to freezing rain for I-90 around lunchtime. Then for tonight, it'll be mostly dry this evening with just a few leftover showers. Snow levels will start to drop again, so light snow could return to I-84 and I-90 during the late evening to overnight hours. Then for Saturday, it'll start off mostly dry, but chances for wet weather will start to pick up into the afternoon. Rising snow levels will mean a transition of freezing rain for I-90 around lunchtime and a transition to a cold rain for I-84 around the same time frame. Then for Saturday night, although the Kittitas and Upper Yakima valleys will stay mostly dry, the rest of the region will see much better chances for wet weather. Once again, there will be chances for freezing rain at Snoqualmie Pass, but just a cold rain for Cabbage Hill. Lower elevations should be much drier after midnight, but the wet weather could stick around a bit longer in the foothills and mountains. So now on to snowfall totals we're expecting over the next 48 hours, maybe up to another inch of snow for the Kittitas and Yakima valleys, anywhere between 2 to 6 inches for Cascade Passes, anywhere between 1 to 4 inches for Cabbage Hill and the Battle Mountain Summit, 4 to 6 inches for Tollgate. And it's those ice accumulations in the foothills of the Blue Mountains of Morrow County that we're watching very closely. Some models are indicating up to a ½ an inch. If that comes to fruition, we could see power outages, very tough travel on Oregon 206. But again, that's just one model run, but certainly something we're going to be tracking very closely. In terms of liquid water over the next 48 hours, 1/10 to 1/4 for the Kittitas Valley, 1/4 to 1/2 for the Yakima Valley, Lower Columbia Basin, 1/2 to 3/4 for the Blue Foothills, and 1 inch to 1.5 inches for the mountains. Then we have this next storm system into Sunday and Monday. The cold air and the moisture really going to be out of sync with this one, so not expecting that much snow at all, at least for I-84 and I-90. There's not going to be that much moisture for the atmosphere to work with in the first place, as we're expecting less than 1/10 of an inch of water for the valleys, basin, and foothills, 1/10 to 1/4 for the mountains. Overall, we'll trend much drier into next week. That is certainly, just for some of us who maybe want to break from some of the active weather for just a second, that's good news. And then we'll trend a little bit warmer for this weekend, back down to more seasonal stuff and colder into next week. Here's the 7-day forecast for the Tri-Cities. Small rain chances left over Sunday and Monday, drier and colder again by Tuesday. In Yakima, maybe a light shower or two for Sunday and Monday, but a calmer pattern takes over next week. In Ellensburg, a sprinkle or two is possible for Sunday and Monday, but we're looking mostly dry for next week. Then in Hermiston, small rain chances possible for Sunday and Monday, but drying out and cooling off by Tuesday. Then for Walla Walla, a 50-50 shot of rain for Sunday, then a drier pattern overall for the second week of 2025.
Now, the morning sprint.
The time right now is 5:51. Here's the top 5 local things that you need to know this morning. Yakima County has agreed to pay 30% more this year for inmate health care at the county jail. But some are raising concerns about the company behind that care, such as WellPath, formerly known as Correct Care Solutions, filing for bankruptcy and facing about 1,400 lawsuits from inmates and their families across the country, including some for wrongful death. The man accused of shooting another man at the Uptown Shopping Center in Richland back in November is pleading guilty. 28-year-old Isaiah Rodriguez pleaded guilty to murder for the killing of 36-year-old Michael Perkins. According to court documents, it's believed Perkins was defending another person from Rodriguez. The Benton County Sheriff's Office is investigating after a man died while in custody at the Grant County Jail. 31-year-old Richard Lambert of Moses Lake was found unresponsive by corrections deputies after he didn't show up for breakfast Tuesday morning. The Grant County Coroner's Office says the autopsy is scheduled and the autopsy is completed and they're waiting for toxicology results. No cause of death has been released. President Biden has issued a major disaster declaration for a number of counties across Oregon impacted by wildfires this past summer. Umatilla County will now receive federal help for wildfires last year between July 10th and August 23rd. The declaration triggers the release of federal funds from FEMA to help communities in those counties recover. The Hanford Guard Union and Hanford Mission Integration Solutions are back at the negotiating table. It's the first time since HMIS sent over the best and final offer. The federal mediator was on hand at the negotiating table. The union is expected to vote on the proposal from HMIS today. We'll keep you updated. In your national headlines this morning, the 119th Congress is set to convene with Republicans in control of the House and Senate for the first time since 2019. House Republicans have the narrowest majority in nearly a century, 220 GOP seats to Democrats' 215. But with Representative Matt Gaetz of Florida saying he would not return, it will be 219 to 215. First official business for the day is the election of House Speaker, which is expected to begin after noon Eastern Time. Current House Speaker Mike Johnson might have to fight to retain his position. He'll need 218 votes to win the Speaker's election. That means Johnson can't lose more than one GOP vote if every lawmaker in the House shows up and votes. Ceremonial swearings in for the Senate will begin at 1 p.m. In your business headlines this morning, Aeromexico is the world's most punctual airline of 2024. That's according to the annual ranking by aviation analytics firm Cirium. And the rest of the top 5 are Saudia, Delta Airlines, LATAM Airlines, and Qatar Airways. Regionally, Delta took top honors for North America, followed by United and Alaska. Cirium defined on time as a scheduled flight arriving or departing less than 15 minutes from its scheduled time. In your health headlines this morning, Braga Fresh has voluntarily recalled 12-ounce bags of market broccoli florets over a potential listeria contamination. The product was sold nationally at Walmart with a use-by date of December 10th, 2024. Listeria infection can be especially harmful, especially for pregnant women, elderly, or those with weakened immune systems. In rare cases, it can be fatal. Sports Illustrated has named Simone Biles as its Sportsperson of the Year. So in 2024, Biles retook the crown as the world's greatest active gymnast.
She became the most decorated gymnast of all time with a total of 11 Olympic medals and 30 World Championship medals. But Sports Illustrated chose Biles for more than just her medal count.
So the magazine says she sparked sweeping change by speaking out about mental health issues in sports. Biles will be honored at the Sportsperson of the Year award ceremony on January 7th in Las Vegas.
As an elite gym.
So this isn't a newly found species. It's actually one of the oldest on Earth, but marine biologists have discovered the comb jelly has a newly discovered trick.
Okay, so comb jellies live in the sea around the world, and they are the largest animals to swim with the help of cilia, which are commonly known as combs. But here's the new part. Marine biologists say that comb jellies can actually fuse their bodies together, essentially becoming one.
Comb jellies begin by reacting independently to a prodding, but after the jellies fuse on the right, the reactions become synchronized. If that wasn't amazing enough, their nervous system and digestive functions fuse as well.
So a doomed prey is eaten by one jelly and is released post-digestion by the other. This is Mother Nature.
It's cool, but it gave me the ick a little bit. Like, could you imagine swimming in the ocean and that thing goes by?
I don't want to think about that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mother Nature, like you said.
There we go. Up next on Good Morning Northwest at 6, the man accused in the killing of another man at the Uptown Shopping Center in Richland pleads guilty. What comes next? Plus, what Yakima County commissioners are saying after they sign on with an inmate healthcare company that filed for bankruptcy and is facing more than 1,400 lawsuits. Plus, Josh, what do you have for us in the next hour?
Yeah, we got snow in the valleys this morning, light snow at the very least. So I'll tell you more about that and where winter weather advisories are in place. And that's going to be coming up on Good Morning Northwest at 6.